All right, let's jump right in. Today we are going to be reviewing the Born This Way Healthy Glow Moisturizing Skin Tint. It has SPF 30, watermelon, and apple, and hyaluronic acid, and I'm very excited to try this out. I loved the Born This Way foundation. I think I reviewed it on my channel. It was one of my favorite foundations, the original. I've not tried the matte, so I was very excited to try the skin tint version because loving skin tints lately. I already went ahead and primed with the Glow Recipe Strawberry Blur Drops, as well as the Niacinamide Dew Drops. And I did this, so I did the blur drops in my T-zone and then the dew drops on the side, just to give like a mix of some mattifying power and the glow, because I have been feeling a tad bit dry, but the formula should be good with this. So this is infused with, as I feel like all the Born This Way foundations are, infused with coconut water, alpine rose for skin health and radiance, and hyaluronic acid, 24-hour wear, all day hydration. It's a serum foundation, and I got the shade Vanilla. I will say the shade ranges on these a little strange. Like usually I know I'm like vanilla or almond in my concealer for Too Faced. Here she is in all her glory. So cute. And you shake well before each use. Let's go ahead and start off with a brush. Actually, let's do a skin update first while I shake this. So we got a new breakout here, looking a little bit more red, but that guy is kind of the only one that's crazy. We still got this dark spot that's there. The third eye is still there, dark spot. These are kind of more dark spots now. This one is a dark spot for sure. These as well. So we got a lot of post-acne hyperpigmentation going on, but this is the only active pimple. Okay, so let's go ahead. I am now shaking it, and I'm gonna try this side with the brush since that has the most active pimp. I mean, it's already coming out. Very liquidy. So see how the color is just a little dark? They said this was more of a neutral, which I guess you'd see that, but it almost looks more peachy and very liquidy for sure. So let's go, and this might be a little too much. Let's go ahead and blend. I don't think I've tried this with a brush yet, actually, now that I think about it. So this is my first brush impression. To be honest, it's like, seems more like a medium coverage foundation. I mean, it is sheer. You can definitely see that redness peeking through, but it does give more coverage than I was expecting. Definitely with the brush, it is very streaky. See there and there. Not the biggest fan with the brush. I'll put the rest of this on this side of the face, and then we'll go ahead and use a sponge. And I am gonna even it out with the sponge, like take some of that streakiness away and just see what we're working with. All right, so let's go ahead with the sponge. And I'm gonna go on this side like I had mentioned, just to even out those streaks. There's weird things happening on the brush side. Just as I suspected, this skin tint so far is definitely a sponge girly, because on the brush side, like this doesn't look too bad. It is clinging on a little bit to dry patches, what I didn't notice initially didn't do this, but I am gonna show you what's happening with my nose on the brush side. Like, what is this clump? I can't even get it out with a sponge. What's going on? This is kind of, but not really. And it is a little dry in between my brows. But like, this is the worst part. Yeah, I can't even get that out. It's even looking a little patchy on my chin, a little dry, and in this area as well. I use these primers all the time, so maybe my skin is just being extra dry, but I did see some people saying like it's like potentially one of their favorite dry skin foundations, but right now I don't see that because it is clinging a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face. I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer just on these pimpies and a little bit on the hyperpigmentation, but this is how it's looking so far. I feel like it really did even out my skin tone. Now that it's on, I feel like the color's not bad. Actually, did I even say how much this retails for? This retail, oh, she was pricey, so I did get her during the Sephora sale. She retails for $42. All right, y'all, we're back. All the makeup is done. I am loving this Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Cherry. I got this during the Sephora sale as well. I think it looks so pretty, so natural. I love it. And it smells like cherry, like artificial cherry, like cherry candy. But when I smell it, it's like cherry candy, basically. This is the look, of course, looking a little patchy, and this is just the cream products that I used today, so it did not go well on top of the, I think it was the e.l.f. Camo Powder, melt more than the foundation, but other than that, it looks pretty good. Definitely not as bad of a Stage 5 clinger when I look at it as the Stay foundation. It's a little dry, like you can notice it in parts, but it's not as bad again as like the Stay. If you haven't seen that review, I'll link it up here. You can go ahead and watch that after this video, but this isn't too bad. The nose is looking crazy. There was no way I could fix it. And then this part of the nose, I think could have been from my beauty blender because I had some of that e.l.f. camo powder like on the sponge right here. Like I use this usually to press it all over my face, but I think I had some residual on there and then it made it patchy as I was blending my concealer. So now I'm like, I wonder if that just didn't help the save, but the rest of the skin looks pretty decent. It's okay. Again, I'm not loving the blush. I might totally take it off, but just wanted to let you guys know what we're working with here. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear this for the rest of the night. It is now 6 o'clock, about 5:58. So I'm gonna go on with the rest of my day and then we'll be right back and see how this wears throughout the night. When I wore it the other day, it wore pretty well. So let's see now that it looks like my skin is a little drier, how she holds up. All right, I am back. I've been wearing this for about a week, so now it is time to wrap up my thoughts. So as far as wear it last night, I know you can kind of see right here in my check-in. I really couldn't talk because it was so loud in my house yesterday, so I'll kind of talk over it. I loved how it wore last night. I thought I held on really good throughout the day. I feel like my skin looked blurred. I feel like it held on so well. I know I put it on a little bit later in the day, but I just still love how it weared. I didn't feel like I looked super dry, that it was sinking into my skin, even though I have been on the drier side, but yesterday was a very good wear day. Today, I am also wearing it, but I do feel a little bit drier in my nose, as you can see. But I was also like not looking in the mirror when I was blending, but still I'm looking a little bit dry. But still overall, like when I look in the mirror right now, I like this skin tint. I don't see the healthy glow. I mean, it looks really nice, even just bare face, but I love it when I set it with powder. Today, I just set it with the Patrick Ta powder. I love it because it gives just like a softer finish. It's not as full coverage, but definitely this paired with that e.l.f. camo powder, it's been really good. I love the coverage. Even today, I feel like I didn't need a lot of concealer. Yes, you can still see some of my acne peeking through. I didn't put any additional concealer today, and that was because I just kind of wanted to see how it is just on its own. Very sheer powder. I feel like the 24-hour wear claim, I didn't wear it for 24 hours, but she holds on for a long time, which is nice to see. I love that there's sun protection in here. It is non-acne-genic, which I literally just noticed on the bottle right now, right there. Acne-prone girlies rejoice, because skin tint for us, we love. I feel like I have been liking it just as much as my Rare Beauty or my Fenty skin tint. It is a little bit thicker than those two, and I feel like a lot comes out when you squeeze it, like a lot comes out. Yeah, I feel like this is like the perfect skin tint for the summer, and I feel like it looks really good during like spring, summer, and just like a great everyday skin tint. I love that it's not super glowy. It's not like that Safe foundation, you're seeing that, I'll link it below. It's not sinking into texture like that. It's like the perfect healthy glow, I would say, but it's still a little bit more on the matte side. It almost reminds me most similarly to the original IT Cosmetics CC cream, but not as matte. I really, really enjoy it. I think it is so good. I think it looks really good on the skin. I feel like it wears really well. And I feel like I like it just as much as the original foundation, which is one of my holy grails. So I think this gets a solid 8.5 out of 10 for me. I feel like you get a decent amount and you don't even need a lot of this at all to get decent coverage. And I feel like the coverage is decent even when I have an active pimple, which is so important to me because I know there's a lot of skin tints and even just like foundations, like for example, the Rose Ink Serum Foundation, there's like no coverage to that. It doesn't claim to. It still looks nice and blurred on the skin, but sometimes a girl, oh my God, some active pimps. I do like it better than the One Size BB Balm. I think that one is really, really thick. So this is like in the middle texture-wise of the BB Balm and the Rare Beauty / Fenty skin tint. This is no exception. The Born This Way line continues to give, especially for us acne girls, because sometimes things can work a little differently on us when you have texture, larger pimples, and sometimes skin tints aren't the best, especially if you're looking for coverage, and pair it with some full coverage concealer for those real stubborn monsters, and you're good to go. I have really, really enjoyed this. It has not broken me out at all. The only con why I would also give it an 8.5 is because I feel like the shades are not off, but a little off. I feel like it's different than the Born This Way foundation line. I feel like that I can do a little bit more warm beige definitely in the summer, and then neutral beige for more everyday, but I feel like these run a little bit darker. I was surprised that I was vanilla. I thought I would be a couple of shades darker, like I thought I would be in the beige area because that's what I am in the foundation. But I would definitely suggest go and swatch those in the store because online this looked way too light for me. Have you guys tried this foundation? Let me know down in the comments below your favorite skin tints. Has this dethroned my Rare Beauty and Fenty skin tint? She's getting close. I love how lightweight those two are, but she is a fast up and coming contender. I have continued to reach for it throughout the week, not just because of this review, but I feel like I've just really been enjoying her and we love some SPF 30. Also, let me know down below any other skin tints I should try out or review. I have a couple coming down the pipeline. I have a foundation tinted SPF by Alley-Oop, but then I'm also going to be reviewing soon the Pat McGrath foundation that I got in the Sephora sale. I am so excited. I've heard nothing but crazy good things about that. If you guys are interested in more of my foundation reviews and skin tints, you can go ahead and click over here where I review the Fenty skin tint, and I also have some reels on the Rare Beauty skin tint as well, comparing the two. And if you are interested in some more just skincare content or lifestyle content, we are full swing of wedding planning. I just posted our latest wedding planning video and things are ramping up. I will see you in one of these videos. You got some good options. You can't lose, to be honest.